What's up, boys and girls? Coach Nick here. Today I want to talk about stress and breathing. Well, stress and the effects it has on your breathing. Now, we have to understand that stress, doesn't matter what the source is, will always affect the body in the same way. So if you interpret things like email, significant other, kids, finances, work, traffic as stress, your body will respond the same way. So the stress system, or the system that responds to stress, is our fight or flight system, our sympathetic system. So we either need to fight or we need to Forrest Gump and flight our way from the situation. So in order to prepare the body to do that, we need to increase our heart rate because there's now a higher demand for oxygen. We need energy to fight or flight. What this does is it'll change our breathing patterns with this increased demand for O2. Now, stress is healthy and a normal part of life. The problem is when you're in a constant state of stress. That's when we will see dysfunctions in the breathing patterns. Because if you're always stressed, your breathing will typically always be shallow. Now, the reason that this is important is the diaphragm, which is this dome-shaped muscle at the top. It's our breathing muscle, essentially. It's the major breathing muscle, is attached to the psoas, okay? So if our breathing is shallow and the diaphragm's not doing full movement, that's actually going to almost, I want to say, down-regulate or change the function of the psoas. So if the diaphragm's not doing its job, it's going to directly affect the psoas's job, which is hip flexion. And if the psoas can't do its job, glutes don't do their job. So this is when we start to see dysfunction in people's movement, right? Because the body needs to move. And if the psoas and the glutes aren't doing their job, the body doesn't care. It will find a way. And that way is typically through compensation patterns, which is when we'll start to see aches and pains and almost mysterious things that start arising that we don't really understand why. And a lot of the times when we see compensation patterns or dysfunction in movement, we can take a look at someone's breathing and talk about their state of, or their stress level, and can see almost a direct correlation. So if your breathing is off, your movement is off. And if you want to improve your movement, improve your breathing first.